busy day. All right, I don't know why my headphones aren't working. I gotta figure that out. Okay, so again, guys, welcome. This is our certificate workshop. We are doing Alaska today, okay? This is probably gonna take 2 or 3 courses, okay? So we have it scheduled for today, next Wednesday, and the next Wednesday, because I actually next weekend I'm going to be in Omaha for a wedding. So what we do is we learn about these different amazing destinations and vendors, etc. Okay, so I put the link in there. So if you have not registered, it's very quick to register. Okay, get in there, register. What happens is you'll follow along on your phone and then do the training, the testing online, or a lot of people will do like split screen. So whatever works best for you guys. Okay. Also, if you have questions or anything, please put it to everybody in the chat, okay? Because I'll be reading or we'll watch videos and stuff. And again, I'm on my laptop now, so I may not be able to see it right away. So I have a lot of amazing agents on here to help us, okay? So wanted to share that with you guys also, just to make sure, I want to make sure everybody has their able to hear and talk and ask questions, etc. Okay. All right. The link to register is right here. Again, go in and register. You get approved right away. It says something about, look for your email, but, I signed up before I left the house and Rick got, registered. Okay. Okay. All right. So again, besides learning about these amazing destinations, Alaska, a lot of times then also, so now you can sell it to your clients, but a lot of times we get invited on lunch and learns. We get invited on fam trips. We get a lot of promotional material. We earn gifts, stuff like that. So it's not just learning, we are able to get invited to a lot of events and stuff also. Okay, so that's also why I highly recommend do these trainings and stuff. And when we do them together, it's a lot of fun. Now I do record, but what we started to do now as of April, when we do the test, I will stop recording. Meaning, if you don't come to the live trainings, you will, and you watch it later, you'll have to do the test on your own. Okay, so just remember that. And like I said, we'll read, we'll listen, we'll watch videos, etc. When we get to the test part, we make sure everybody passes. Okay, so don't worry about that either. We are all here to help each other. Okay, so everybody good? Everybody registered? Are we using our own business? Anytime it says business or company, I will put Archer Travel. Okay. Your information, I put, your information. So like here for Rick, let me see what I put for him. Because again, you want to make sure that, anything that gets mailed to you and stuff comes to your address. Okay. But you also always want to be, and again, you can update all this. I just put what I needed to put, and then we can always update it later. Okay. So what I wanted to also say, remember, Archer Travel is the travel side, Evolution is the marketing side. Okay. So just keep that in mind. All right. So that's our profile. So let me go ahead and go back to Alaska. All right. So here we are, you're here at the home. Okay, so I'll start reading. And as I said, and then we have training, you have news, agent toolkit, okay, free, find sample itineraries and more, events coming soon, meet the team, and webinars. So again, you get invited on lunch and learns, you get invited to special promotions. A lot of times they do stuff here, for lunches and stuff, and you get invited to. Okay, so that's why it's always good. Stay plugged in. Let's have some fun. Is when asked host questions or need credentials. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and click training. I'll go ahead and read this real quick. Again, can you guys see my screen and can you hear me okay? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so Alaska holds an allure to millions of travelers. Many place it on their bucket list as a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and others travel to Alaska. Fall in love, start planning for their next adventure to the last frontier. Alaska is the largest state, more than twice the size of Texas, or 1/5 the landmass of the United States. It boasts over 3 million lakes, 100,000 glaciers, more miles of coastline than the entire continental United States, and the tallest mountain in North America. It's big, extremely diverse in culture, landscape, and wildlife. Okay. All right. Yes, no for ABTA. That's the like UK IATAN. Okay. Perfect. Thanks, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on trainings. So as you see here, there's several trainings. There's the introduction, there's the interior, Southwest region, inside passage, South Central, Arctic, and winter adventure. So usually we have to complete all of them to earn your certification. Sometimes we may get a certificate for each one, but to become a full specialist expert, you do need to complete all of them. That's why we have it scheduled for 3 days, okay? All right, so we're going to start here with introduction. Again, Alaska is a big state. Learn about the history, culture, size, getting around, as well as tips for selling. Oops, hold on. Alaska expert. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me go back. So the introduction. Okay. Tips for selling Alaska so you can gain more revenue in this module. So let's start, and then it says more information. So just so you know, here it has more information about the training, etc. Exciting news, Alaska FAM opportunities. Again, who doesn't want FAM trips? Okay. Yeah, Linda's like me. All right, so let's click here. Let's start. And yeah, cool. So it takes this right back to where I put. Okay, so about Alaska. Okay, so again, if you're just registering, don't worry, guys. Just listen, and then when we get to the test part, you guys should all be up and ready. If not, we will wait for you. Okay. All right, so the Alaska Certified Expert ACE course is designed to give you an in-depth look at Alaska. It's 5 district regions and elements to help you sell to your first-time or repeat Alaska clients. Given the size of Alaska, there is a lot of information in this course. ACE has been split into 7 modules and 3 levels of certification to make it easier for you to complete as your schedule allows. ACE certification levels and modules. So you're going to be doing the introduction, enthusiast, the specialist. We're going to learn inside passage, South Central, Southwest, interior and far north, and then the expert, which is Alaska experiences. Each module includes area attractions, information on how to get to and around the different regions and communities, accommodations, general information, and history on the regions. So check back often for exciting news, new sales tools, or information, possible Alaska FAM opportunities. Yes, right? All right. Let me go ahead and share sound. So we're going to go ahead and watch this video first. A lot of times you do have to click and go on everything that they have, okay?
Alaska is where I flourish with my culture.
Alaska is where I smile the most. Where I am the happiest in life.
And I love it. Alaska's where I love it.
We are in the prime of trout fishing on the Middle Kenai. Any kind of fishing you like to do, we make it happen. And I just got a fish. Pretty nice size, so we'll go ahead and let her go. It is the best job in the world.
Alaska is where I have the best office in the world and the best commute. What is unique about this tour is we can get you up and close and personal to icebergs.
Alaska is where I challenge myself and connect with nature. The best part about flying in a helicopter is in a matter of moments you can get somewhere almost like a magic carpet ride. It's very remote. This truly is the backcountry of Alaska.
Alaska is where there is true freedom, and especially in aviation.
Oh, a bush pilot's just a guy that likes to get in an airplane and go out and explore.
Alaska always has been and always will be a native place. Our people have been here since time immemorial.
Alaska is where indigenous peoples have lived, died, survived, and thrived for thousands of years.
Alaska is where I will pass down my knowledge to future generations.
Alaska is where my community is.
Alaska is where I've been skateboarding all my life and I create murals. One of the biggest misconceptions is that because we're so far away from everything that there aren't these things that exist, but visual arts and music really thrive here.
The food's good, the beer's good, obviously the bars are amazing.
Alaska is where we make the best damn beer in the world.
Alaska is where I make my fireweed ice cream. It's an awesome place. Just come and visit us.
Alaska is my home because this is where my ancestors resided since time immemorial.
Alaska is home because of people and community.
Alaska's not where people go to hide, it's where people come to find themselves, and then they realize they should have been here all along.
I don't know, I just really like the land. I think the land makes me feel at home.
And those are things that make me feel at home.
And there's no place like it on Earth.
On our free cruise. All right, who's ready to go to Alaska, guys, right? Okay, hold on. Let me try to get back out of here.
Alaska is.
Here we go. Okay.
Alaska is where.
Okay. All right. And then you see here the map. Okay, guys. So let me move this. All right. So now we go to the next. All right. So why sell Alaska? Okay. Why should you sell Alaska? That's a good question. Here are some good answers. Has anybody been to Alaska here? I'm actually working on my Princess cruise so we can do our free cruise to Alaska, guys. So that's one of the big ones to do. So your clients are asking for Alaska. Alaska is a popular destination. It is well marketed and represented throughout the world as a premier vacation experience. Whether they have watched television programs about Alaska, read stories, or have heard about it from their neighbors and friends, many of your clients are already considering Alaska. Alaska has a broad appeal. There is something for everyone in the great land. Say Alaska and a variety of images and impressions come to mind: towering mountains, watchable wildlife, icy blue glaciers, endless wilderness, vibrant Alaska native culture, jumping salmon, and hardy outdoor experiences. There's a mystique that surrounds Alaska. To some of it represents a dream, a trip of a lifetime, a life-altering event, a chance to reach out and experience a wild and beautiful place. Your job and ours is to put that dream within reach to your client. So Alaska is a family-friendly, multi-generational destination. Alaska attracts a variety of visitors because the travel experiences are so varied. Travel opportunities range from independent, active adventure in the great outdoors to escorted cruise and tour packages. From multi-generational family excursions to special interest itineraries, unique scenery and experiences, all modes of transportation and diverse accommodations are possible. It is often true in Alaska that the journey is the destination, the means of getting to the place before the adventure itself. Alaska is America's last frontier, a domestic and easily accessible destination. Alaska is home to America's largest national park and national forest. The rugged wilderness, breathtaking views, and wild experiences truly make Alaska the last frontier. Alaska is, hold on. The rugged is easily, hold on, last frontier. Alaska is easily accessible from the contiguous United States with daily flight service from most major West Coast airports, as well as many other major airports throughout the US. Some people may not realize it, but Alaska is part of the United States, and for American travelers, it is a domestic destination. That means Alaska uses US currency, US postage, and English is spoken throughout the state. Selling Alaska will help you earn money. Selling Alaska travel is business, big business. Alaska's visitor industry is comprised of thousands of businesses, and they want to work with you. Your clients may be asking for Alaska specifically, or they may be asking for a type of experience. They may know what they want to do, but they may not know how to make it happen. So knowing the types of experiences and destinations within Alaska will help you provide a trip sure to meet and exceed your clients' expectations. Ideally, this will bring them back to more, generating increased commissions for you. Money, right? Those of us in the Alaska industry, travel industry, say there are two types of people: those who have Alaska on their bucket list and those who can't wait to come back. You can sell Alaska to both of them. Over 2 million people visit Alaska each year. More than a third of them are repeat visitors. Nearly 2/3 of those visitors purchased all or at least some of their trip in advance, though through a travel professional as a package tour. That means there are about 1 million people who are working with travel professionals to plan their trips. So how do you find the clients wishing to go to Alaska? Or if you have found them, how do you sell to them and keep them coming back for more? Okay, so we're going to teach you that. Tips for selling Alaska. So number one, know your client. As a travel professional, one of the most important tasks in finding the right travel products for your clients, find out what they want to do, then create and offer programs that meet their specific needs and interests. Questions to ask your client: how much time do they have to spend on their trip? Okay. How much money do they plan to budget for their trip? What they did on their last vacation? So you want to kind of get ideas of what they like, right? How do they like to travel? What type of travelers are they? So are they independent? Do they prefer to be more flexible, possibly relaxed style of travel? Do they like package tours? Those who prefer a more set itinerary, pre-arranged accommodations, attractions, transportation, possibly even pre-arranged meals. Okay, just do it for me, right? Get it all set up. I'll follow the leader, you know. Or a group tour, okay? Those who prefer traveling with others, sharing the same itinerary for a pre-arranged length of time. Groups are typically from 8 to 50 people in size. Group tours usually have an escort who accompanies them to handle all the logistics, which typically include handling of luggage, arranging meal reservations, excursions, sometimes even narrating the day's tour. Work with your clients who have already traveled to Alaska to learn more about, to learn what worked for them, what they liked, what they would like to experience next time. Tip number 2, know your product. Okay, so again, that's what we're doing. We're learning about Alaska, right? So try to keep in mind. And then also, just so you guys know, a lot of people will start binders or an online folder to keep things in so you can refer back. Again, you're not going to, retain everything, but at least you'll know where to find it, right? So research available Alaska travel products here on travelalaska.com. You can click there. It'll pull up flyers, brochures, etc. Products are diverse and there's a lot to know. So check with your travel suppliers about familiarization opportunities, educational tools, DVDs, or other promotional materials they may have available. Again, guys, collateral, get that free stuff to help you to sell to your clients. Try to sell your clients as much of Alaska as much as time and money permit. When you talk with your clients, give them the opportunity to see as much as possible. Sample itineraries are available in the toolkit section of Travel Alaska. So again, you can click there, it'll pull up a toolkit. I think I showed you earlier. You can save that information to help assist with your planning your client's dream Alaska vacation. Check back often for additional ideas on travelalaska.com and feel free to provide us feedback on itinerary suggestions and client experiences at traveltrade@alaskatia.org. There are many travel options and add-ons to just about any itinerary. Present the options, help your clients choose their own level of comfort and adventure, book them ahead of time, and realize the commissions. Tip number 3, tell your clients about Alaska. Once you've determined who your potential clients are, target your marketing efforts. Look at clubs, associations, gyms, running groups, museums, birdwatching groups, universities, colleges, zoos, local TV stations, senior groups, and church groups. Consider creating special departures or itineraries just for them. Consider hosting an Alaska night in which you present your Alaska travel options to specifically invited clients. And again, that's kind of cool, you know, like you can rent out a pizza parlor place. A lot of restaurants and Wine and More and stuff have their own little area. So you can invite people out and do like an Alaska night or a cruise night, okay? Kind of exciting, or in your own home. Share your own personal experience. Then as a satisfied customer, the pictures in a brochure or DVD invite the clients familiar with Alaska to bring their friends. Give door prizes or discounts for Alaska tours, book that evening or for a period of time following the event. Again, when we do these as a group, guys, a lot of you have been to Alaska or experienced different things. So it's kind of cool. You're meeting each other and you're sharing independent, real experiences. So that's kind of cool too. So again, in the chat, you guys can share all that. All right, some other ideas to include: follow and promote the Iditarod Trail Sled Dog Race or other Alaska events. Do you know what that? Iditarod. Thank you. Iditarod and they did a rod. No, I'm just kidding. Become the local Alaska expert. Talk about Alaska on the radio, at schools, or to service organizations such as Rotary. Work with your Alaska suppliers. Create a direct mail piece in cooperation with your preferred Alaska suppliers. Mail it to your targeted list of clients. Obtain marketing tools from tour companies, cruise lines, tourist bureaus, DVDs, books, brochures, and pictures. Ask about familiarization or educational tours or other training opportunities. Tell suppliers you want to be an Alaska expert and be recognized as their representative. Create an Alaska display in your office window or on your website with their materials. And once you've completed the ACE program, guys, you can utilize it to market yourself as an Alaska certified expert. The logo can be used on your business card, email signature, and website. So again, as you finish these courses and stuff, you'll get different things to add to your signature page, etc. You'll get a certificate to post on your social media. So Alaska is big. This is an overview, but should you want more information, or if your clients have more specific interests, resources will be noted for more detailed information and are available in the toolkit. Did you know, again, pay attention, these are probably test questions. The largest national park in the national park system is Wrangell St. Elias National Park and Preserve. 13.2 million acres, guys, okay? Alaska has one UNESCO World Heritage Site that measures over 32 million acres. It includes Wrangell St. Elias National Park and Preserve and Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve in Alaska, Kluane National Park and Reserve in the Yukon Territory, and Tatashashini-Alsek Provincial Wilderness Park in British Columbia. This is the largest internationally protected wilderness site in the world. Alaska is about 365 million acres in size. If you explored 1 million acres a day, it would still take you a year to cover the state. Alaska has 39 mountain ranges, 17 of the 20 tallest peaks in the United States, including Denali, the tallest mountain at 20,237 feet. The Yukon River runs 1,875 miles in Alaska, 2,298 miles total. The Trans-Alaska Pipeline System runs 800 miles from Prudhoe Bay to Valdez. Alaska has its own time zone. It is 4 hours earlier than the East Coast of the United States, 1 hour earlier than the West Coast of the United States. Alaska is big, and traveling in Alaska is like traveling in no other place on Earth. There are 586,000 millimeters, whatever, of land, almost that many possibilities of things to see and do. Choose from wildlife viewing, sea kayaking, guided glacier hikes. Maybe your clients prefer to relax aboard a one-day cruise, pan for gold, dish for Alaska's world famous king salmon. Alaska's land area is so large that to help you better plan your clients' trips, we divide the state into 5 distinct regions. Below is a brief overview of the state, its history, geography, and other important information. More in-depth discussion about each region and will be found in subsequent modules. All right, learning anything new, guys? How about the people and history of Alaska? So another cool thing about these trainings that we do, you learn about history. It's like learning in a class or whatever, a history class, but it does help you to understand, and again, to, be able to sell to your clients. So just wanted to kind of share that. So the indigenous people of Alaska, archaeologists think most of Alaska's indigenous people descended from nomadic hunters and gatherers who crossed from Siberia to North America over the Bering Land Bridge some 20,000 years ago, when Europeans came into contact with the indigenous people in 1741. They were hunters and gatherers. They did not practice agriculture and lived in well-defined areas. According to the Alaska Native Heritage Center in Anchorage, the indigenous people of Alaska represent approximately 16% of the state's residents and are a significant segment of the population in more than 200 rural villages and communities. Many indigenous people have retained their customs, language, hunting and fishing practices, and traditional ways of living. As the state's population continues to grow, they are finding it more important than ever to celebrate their heritage and educate visitors about the first people of Alaska. In 2014, the governor signed into new law legislation, making 20 indigenous languages officially recognized by the state of Alaska. The indigenous people of Alaska are comprised of 11 distinct cultures, speaking 22 different dialects. In order to tell the stories of this diverse population, the Alaska Native Heritage Center organizes them into 5 cultural groupings that draw upon cultural similarities or geographic proximity. Interior Alaska, Athabaskan, Southwest Alaska, Yupik, and Kupak. Okay, I like how they help me pronounce it. So far north region of Alaska, Inupiat, okay, and St. Lawrence Island, Yupik. Southwest Alaska maritime areas, Alutiiq, and Unangoks, okay, Unangoks, also referred to as Alawits. Inside Passage region of Alaska, Eyak, and Tingit, Haida. Again, I am sorry for the mispronunciation, but here you go. Okay, so each region of the state has one or more unique festivals, as well as heritage centers featuring displays and hands-on exhibits of indigenous culture. Arts and crafts such as totem carving, dancing, and blanket toss, and traditional music. The Alaska Native Heritage Center is an excellent source of information, provides a wonderful visitor experience. This organization, built by and for Indigenous people of Alaska, features exhibits and programs highlighting the unique cultural heritage of the Great Land. The Alaska Native Heritage Center makes a great starting or ending point for your client's cultural visit to the state. Visitors interested in learning more about Alaska Native culture should also consider Anchorage, the Anchorage Museum at Rasmussen Center, Barrow, site of the Inupiat Heritage Center, Eglutna Village Heritage House, Fairbanks, the World Eskimo Olympics, University of Alaska Fairbanks Museum of the North, Morris Thompson Cultural and Visitor Center. You have Haynes, Jilkat Kwan Cultural Heritage Center, Alaska Indian Arts, Juneau, the Alaska State Museum Library, Archives and Museum, SLAM, Ketchikan, and Saxman, two are the famous totem exhibits. Kodiak, the Alatuktik Museum and Archaeological Repository, Kotzebue, Museum of the Arctic and Culture Camp, Sita, Shitka Kwana Kihada, Tribal Community House, and Wrangell, Chief Shakes Island. All right, how about Russian culture? Russians arrived at Alaska in 1741, exploring the mainland and Aleutian Islands. They were followed by dozens of far hunters who established the Russian post, Old Sitka, in 1799. Russian period lasted 1741 to 1867. While there were no more than 500 Russians in Alaska at any given time, the indigenous people of Alaska felt the effects of contact with them, and their culture had a huge influence throughout the entire state. The new land was also impacted by the introduction of Russian customs, religion, and language. In 1867, the Russians sold Alaska to the United States for $7.2 million, $1 million. The Russian Orthodox Church remains a vital aspect of Alaska's indigenous culture in Southwest, South Central, and Southeast Alaska. The church's familiar onion-shaped domes can be seen in Kodiak, Juneau, Unalaska, Kenai, Anchorage, Sitka, and other smaller indigenous communities. Visitors to these communities can, in most cases, explore the lovely churches and their beautiful artwork, and are usually very welcome to participate in a service if they choose to. To learn more about Alaska's Russian history, visitors can visit museums, exhibits, historical sites in towns and regions with strong connections. Some of these communities include Eklutna Historical Park, Village Heritage House, historical exhibits, native art, St. Louis or St. Nicholas Russian Orthodox Church, the new St. Nicholas Church completed in 1962, and the Eklutna Cemetery, known for its colorfully decorated spirit houses. Kenai, Holy Assumption of the Virgin Mary Russian Orthodox Church in Old Town Kenai, Kodiak Russian Orthodox Church and Baranov Museum, Ninilchik 100-year-old Russian church topped with unique spires and crosses. Sitka, walk among old Russian buildings, learn about the Russian native cultures at the Sitka National Historical Park, and see the new Archangel dancers. Unalaska, Dutch Harbor, Russian Orthodox Cathedral of the Holy Ascension. How about Gold Rush? Gold, it was a call heard all around the world. In 1896, there was a single log cabin in Skagway, Alaska. The next year, miners shipped a ton of gold from the Klondike to Seattle, Washington. By spring of 1898, between 15,000 and 25,000 would-be gold prospectors sailed north from Seattle, and the site of the isolated cabin became a lawless community of numerous tents and false-fronted buildings. While the Klondike may have been one of the most famous gold rushes, there were many other recorded gold strikes that brought prospectors to Alaska in the 1890s. Many of the prospectors took steamships to Skagway, where they began their trek by land to the Klondike. One of the most famous photos from the Gold Rush era shows a long line of miners struggling up the Golden Staircase, Chilkoot Pass, On the Chilkoot Trail near Skagway. Far to the north, the discovery of the gold at Anvil Creek in 1898 brought thousands of fortune seekers, including Wyatt Earp, to the Nome area, where gold was discovered on the beaches. Gold fever is still alive and well in Alaska today. It is part of practically every visitor's experience, whether they stay at a historical hotel in Skagway, visit the Independence Mine in Palmer, the gold exhibit at the University of Alaska Fairbanks Museums of the North, or actually try their hand at panning for gold in a number of locations throughout the state. Gold rushes gave many communities their start, including Juneau, Fairbanks, Haines, Valdez, Talkeetna, Wasilla, and Hope. Visitors today have numerous chances to learn about the significance of Alaska's many gold rushes, visit some of the sites, even give gold panning a try. So you can pan for gold at Crow Creek near Girdwood, Fairbanks, visit a gold dredge, Juneau, tour a gold mill, Kantishna in Denali National Park, pan for gold, Nome, pan for gold, or visit some of the 40 plus abandoned gold dredges. Palmer, tour restored Independence Mine. Skagway, join a ranger guided walking tour through the restored building of the Klondike Gold Rush National Historical Park. Take a day trip on the White Pass at Yukon Route Railway to experience Gold Rush era travel. Hike the Chilkoot Trail, and then Kennecott McCarthy in Wrangell St. Elias National Park and Preserve. Tour the 14-story copper mill. All right, lots of info there, right? Whew, running out of energy here. All right, climate, season, and daylight. Questions your clients may have about the seasons and weather in Alaska. Well, I've heard it's always dark in Alaska. Is that true? No, on summer solstice, June 21st, most of the state has 24 hours of usable daylight. December 21st, winter solstice, is the shortest day of the year. However, only those locations above the Arctic Circle will truly experience 24 hours of darkness. So again, something you may want to share with your clients, right? After that date, Alaska gains daylight at a rapid pace, and by March has more daylight than the lower 48 states, okay? Are the mosquitoes overwhelming? Mosquitoes have jokingly been referred to as Alaska's unofficial state bird. Some regions of the state do have mosquitoes most of the summer. In fact, the only time of year there are no mosquitoes is the winter. However, with preparation, mosquitoes can be only mild annoyance at their worst. Repellent, and in most extreme cases where your clients are in the backcountry, head nets and jackets will keep the pesky mosquitoes and other biting insects at bay. In addition, mosquitoes are less present at the open ocean, wildly windy environments, and in urban areas. Should I take my down parka to Alaska? In the winter, yes. If your clients are traveling any other time of year, dressing in layers will keep them comfortable. What should I pack? Travel through Alaska can bring changing weather conditions. Encourage your clients to pack for function rather than fashion. Have their clothes they can layer for warmth, wind, rain protection as necessary. Good walking shoes are a must, as are sunglasses. And advise your clients to always pack binoculars for the very possible bird and wildlife watching. They will appreciate the tip. Well, when do the northern lights come out? Yes, that's when I want to go. The northern lights, or aurora borealis, are visible on an average of 240 nights per year, since the sky has to be dark enough to see them. Best viewing season is winter, but it is possible to view them from late August through mid-April. Conditions must also be clear to view the aurora and are typically most active between the hours of 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. So make sure you stay up to watch that, right? Does it always rain in the Inside Passage? No, even though much of the Inside Passage is a rainforest, there are frequent stretches of blue sky and dry weather. The rain is necessary for the green of the forest and the incredible waterfalls. All flora and fauna found in the area depend on it and the environment it creates. Your clients should prepare for both wet and dry conditions. Tell them to bring the rain gear as well as sunglasses. Alaska travel season. Okay, so keep track of this, guys. So peak season, May to September. Most visitors travel Alaska during these months when the days are the longest and temperatures are the warmest. Some activities and accommodations are available only during this time. Shoulder season, early May and September. During this period, a few visitors, the weather can be very mild, fewer visitors. You may be able to find some discounts for your clients, but not all activities and accommodations are available. And then, of course, winter, November to April, winter temperatures, weather vary by region, plenty of travel options. Alaska is the prime destination for clients looking for snow, northern lights, ice carving exhibitions, world-class dog sled racing, skiing, snowshoeing, and other winter activities. There are also numerous festivals celebrating Alaska women, bald eagles, whales, winter holidays, and sled dog race competition. Winter is the season Alaskans celebrate living in Alaska. Refer again to travelalaska.com website for a listing of those winter events. How do we get to and around Alaska? Okay, so pay attention so you can again help refer for your clients. Air. Alaska has been called the crossroads of the world since it is within 9 hours of 95% of the world's major hubs. Alaska boasts more licensed pilots and small planes than any other state. Flying is the fastest way to get to Alaska and travel throughout it since many areas of the state are only accessible by air. There are over 15 cities in the US and Canada that have direct flights to Alaska. Many domestic international airlines serve Alaska. Schedules can and do change seasonally, but more nonstops direct flights are available during the most visited months of May through September. Once in the state, air travel is popular and efficient way to tour, whether flight seeing or purely for transportation. So many regional carriers, air taxi services that fly to more than Alaska's main and remote communities year round. Please note air taxis or bush planes are smaller prop aircraft for the most part, typically seat 4 to 8 passengers and are able to service the smaller communities and remote locations in Alaska. In winter, some of these smaller planes change from floats to skis in order to provide service throughout the year. Pilots also land on many of the thousands of lakes across the state where no constructed facility exists. Air taxi services may have scheduled flights to remote communities and attractions, as well as charter service for more flexible scheduling. Most charter services charge an hourly rate or per passenger rate. Work with them to arrange for drop-offs and pickups at fly and fishing locations, remote campsites, bear watching excursions, and wilderness river trips. While working with these smaller carriers may or may not be commissionable, flight seeing tours tend to charge a fixed and usual commissionable rate. These smaller aircrafts don't have bathrooms on board, so your clients to use the restrooms before they board. Okay, rail. Once in Alaska, no direct rail connection to the state. Visitors can travel 500 miles rail belt. The Alaska Railroad takes visitors off the main road into some of the state's most beautiful scenery. Anchorage is the headquarters of the Alaska Railroad, where routes include Seward, Whittier to the south, and Talkeetna, Denali National Park and Preserve, and Fairbanks to the north. The conductor and tour guides point out highlights and offer commentary along the way. The train runs year-round with seasonal adjusted schedules and routes. Private rail cars run during the summer season to bring passengers to and from the cruise port communities of Seward and Whittier. Reservations can be made through the Alaska Railroad, which offers travel agent commissions, or through a variety of cruise lines and tour operators. Okay, clients visiting the Inside Passage may have the option of experiencing a train ride right out of the Klondike's colorful Gold Rush Pass. The White Pass and Yukon Route Railroad offers a choice of fully narrated excursions out of Skagway. In addition, they offer services for your clients wishing to experience more of the White Pass and Chilkoot Pass on foot. All right, so road. Driving to Alaska is also an option for your clients. Built in 1942 by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, the 1,422-mile Alaska Highway, or ALCAN, famous for its scenery and its history, runs from the Dawson Creek, British Columbia, through Canada's Yukon Territory to its official finish in Delta Junction, Alaska. The highway continues another 60 miles to its unofficial finish in Fairbanks. Some visitors choose to drive themselves. Others prefer group tours by motor coach so they can sit back, enjoy the scenery and narration by an experienced driver or tour guide. Whether by car, RV, motorcycle, bicycle, motor coach, most roads are open and maintained year-round. Majority of visitors who drive to Alaska do so from late April through mid-September. These months offer the largest variety of campgrounds, various kinds of accommodations, including roadhouses, motels, hotels, B&Bs, most of which can be booked ahead of time. Road maps and guidebooks often offer planning and roadside information and are good resource to your travel professional assisting with pre-trip planning and arrangements. Most roads are paved, but gravel roads offer some scenic options along the way. Drivers should be aware that road improvements are constant during the summer season. They should expect some delays, and stretches of gravel might exist even on the major highways. And then driving to Alaska does require pre-trip planning and preparation, which is why the state of Alaska publishes a driving guide called North to Alaska. This guide provides your clients with information about the routes and tips for traveling to Alaska through Canada, and can be ordered free of charge from northtoalaska.com. So you can order that free of charge, guys. I suggest you do that if you're planning on selling Alaska. There is no way to drive to Alaska without taking the ferry or going through Canada. Your clients will need to be aware of custom regulations. U.S. residents are required to have a passport or a passport card to enter Canada. Motor coach or van tours are a popular way to see Alaska. Some tours originate in the lower 48 inches, while others begin in Alaska. The right tour for your clients depends on the amount of time they have to travel, the number of people they wish to travel with, style in which they would like to travel, and the things they want to see and experience. So depending on the itinerary, tours can run from just a few hours to a matter of weeks. One of the advantages of someone else doing the driving is that they take care of the logistics while your clients relax and are free to enjoy the view. Refer to the listings on travelalaska.com. Consider contacting National Tour Association, the American Bus Association, or the United States Tour Operator Association for a list of their tour operator members operating in Alaska. Some of your clients may choose to cruise or fly to Alaska, and once in the state, rent a car or an RV for an on-the-road touring, which is another good option. There are 9,241 miles of state and national highways in Alaska. 1,382 miles are designated a scenic byway. Most major U.S. car rental companies are represented in Alaska, and RV rental agencies are found in the larger communities around the state. For a list of vehicle rental options, please refer to travelalaska.com. There is a limited scheduled bus service into Alaska and between Alaska communities. Public transportation is available in Anchorage, Juneau, Ketchikan, Kodiak, and Fairbanks. Taxi service exists in most communities, and limo or private. Chartered coach or bus transportation can be arranged. Then you have sea. Alaska offers the most beautiful coastlines in the world and is a world-class cruise ship destination from May through September. Most major mid-sized cruise lines travel through Alaska. Larger cruise ships offer traditional luxury amenities. Mid-sized, smaller cruise ships feature smaller deck plans, soft adventure, naturalist guides, and smaller, less traveled cruise ports. Yachts and charter boats offer even more personal cruising options. These are long ones, huh? There's truly a vessel budget and unique experience for just about everyone, which gives your clients several itinerary options. They can sail round trip out of Vancouver or Seattle. They can also sail one way from Vancouver to Seward or Whittier and reverse itineraries from Seward or Whittier to Vancouver are also available. Your clients can take advantage of pre or post cruise tour options. Adding a land package gives your clients a chance to see and experience more of the state. This provides you with a wonderful sales opportunity. Another option to consider is the Alaska Marine Highway System. Alaska state ferries travel year-round from the southernmost ports of Bellingham, Washington, and Prince Rupert, BC, Canada, through the Inside Passage and along the coast of South Central and Southwest Alaska. The entire route is recognized as an all-American road, most prestigious National Scenic Byway designation, and one of only 26 such designations in the country. Offering passenger and vehicle transportation, the ferry can be the perfect way for visitors to experience the state on and off the water with their own or rented vehicle and even their pets. Reservations for cabins and vehicle space should be made well in advance. Contact Alaska Marine Highway for up-to-date schedule and rate information. Within the state, there are numerous opportunities to sightsee the waters of Alaska, including Misty Fjords National Monument in Ketchikan, Tracy Arm Fjord in Juneau, Scenic Lynn Canal, Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve, Prince William Sound, Kenai Fjords National Park, Homer's Kachemak Bay, and so much more. These destinations are typically featured on smaller boats for one-day tours, whether it's a charter fishing, sightseeing, day boats, or overnight cruises. Many memorable choices await your clients. How about cruising Alaska? Okay. Often what people think about when they first consider a trip to Alaska and sailing through the Inside Passage is the way many visitors travel to Alaska the first time. Alaska is one of America's most popular cruise destinations. Cruises attract all types of travelers, from multi-generational families and couples to singles and active travelers of all ages. Each cruise ship offers a distinct experience, determining which cruise line and which ship within each line is best, depending on the kind of experience your client is looking for. Itineraries vary. Most ships depart Seattle, some from Vancouver, and a few from San Francisco, but all travel through the Inside Passage. Shore excursions range from city tours and museum visits to whitewater rafting, helicopter flight seeing, and glacier landings. There is something for everyone, and shore excursions may be booked by you in advance. Check with individual cruise lines for the excursion options and possible commission. Earn that money, right? Ports of call differ from itinerary. Inside Passage cruises can be purchased as a one-way 3-night, one-way 4-night, one-way 7-night, or round-trip 7-night voyage, and include some of the following communities: Ketchikan, Sitka, Juneau, Skagway, Haines, and Icy Strait Point. Some of the ships visit Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve, where a National Park Service ranger boards the ship for full-day narration of the park's attractions. Some ships continue across the Gulf of Alaska. It takes 7 days to sail one way between Vancouver and Seward or Whittier. The primary ports for Anchorage Gulf of Alaska itineraries may include visits to Hubbard Glacier, College Fjord, another town or natural attraction. Offering your clients one-way cruises opens the entire state for pre or post cruise land tour options. Consider the benefits to you and your client by booking a land package. Text me what that was. Text me what that was. Okay. What happened? Okay. They experience more of Alaska, and you will receive their thanks for job well done, as well as increased commission. The land package can be as an exclusive inclusive as the cruise, or depending on the client's interests and time available, as independent and flexible as they would like it to be. There are also specialty ships that concentrate on areas such as the Southwest Alaska and the Aleutian Islands, the Bering Sea, or Prince William Sound. If your client requests information about private boating or bringing their own boat to Alaska, refer them to Alaska Department of Transportation and Public Facilities. Remember, as their Alaska certified expert, you can still provide visitor information about any of the Alaska communities they may plan to visit, booking, and realizing the commissions of on any excursions, rental cars, flight seeing, or other activities they may take. Okay. Border information. So while travel between the US and Canada has historically been straightforward, travel professionals should check with official agencies regulating travel and entry from the US into Canada and back before advising your clients. Visit the US State Department website for more information. As you know, things change on a daily basis, right? Regulations concerning transportation, carved ivory, seal skin dolls, ulu, traditional indigenous fish cutting knives, firearms, and any other items across the US-Canada border do exist. Make sure to double check before advising your clients. Don't forget, all US citizens entering Canada need a valid passport or passport card. Non-US residents should check with the Canadian consulate to see if a visa is required. Additionally, clients traveling with minors must have identification for the children as well as themselves. If only one parent is traveling with the children, he or she must have a letter from the other parent acknowledging the trip. Divorced parent traveling with his or her minor children must have a notarized statement of custody if they are asked for it at immigration officials. Clients traveling with grandchildren must have proper identification, a letter of permission from the grandchildren's parents or guardian. And travelers with past DUIs or DWIs are not allowed into Canada without pre-authorization from the Canadian government. So keep that in mind. Lots of rules there, guys, okay? Again, you don't want to book somebody and have them not be able to get in, right? All right, Alaska made products. Okay, so you have Silver Hand Program. Alaska is home to a vibrant market of indigenous peoples, art, and handicrafts. Many artists who create unique original art pieces live in remote rural communities, have limited access to buyers or travelers visiting the state. State of Alaska created the Silver Hand Program to enable consumers to readily identify Alaska Native artists' work. This program is managed by Alaska State Council on the Arts, a state agency dedicated to serving the citizens of Alaska through arts and culture. The black oval tag with the silver hand and phrase "Authentic Alaska Native Art from Alaska" may be attached to the piece. It certifies the artwork. It was created by an Alaska Native artist. It was created in Alaska and is an original, contemporary, or traditional piece and is not manufactured. This seal ensures that the artwork your client is purchasing is authentic. Made in Alaska, okay? So the Made in Alaska symbol right here is used to promote products made, manufactured, or handcrafted in the state. Alaska's businesses manufacture high quality products for markets in Alaska, domestically and internationally. Products range from small gift items to large industrial modules. Alaska Grown label. The Alaska Grown program markets fruits, vegetables, meats, and aquaculture that were grown in Alaska to help support the state's agricultural industry. As more and more residents, visitors, chefs, and foodies embrace the local food movement, the Alaska Grown certification has earned a reputation as the easiest, most consumer-friendly way to support local agriculture in Alaska. While it may be hard to imagine, and again, guys, we're almost ready for the test, so I hope you guys are all ready. All right. Alaska is actually a very fertile place for produce. Although the growing season is short, rich soils, long summer days combine to produce some of the sweetest, most delectable vegetables available. The list of vegetables grown in Alaska is too long to name them all, but examples include broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, carrots, cucumbers, greens, leaf, and head lettuce, potatoes, summer, winter, squash, tomatoes, beans, beets, Brussels sprouts, celery, green and yellow onions, peas, radishes, snow peas, turnips, rutabagas. There we go. Other major product categories for Alaska grown products include dairy, meat, reindeer and bison, for example, as well as aquaculture products such as oysters, clams, and mussels. Whew, that was a long one, huh, guys? All right, so now we are going to do our test, okay, guys? So is everybody ready? Again, we will make sure that everybody passes. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording for the test, okay? So let me go ahead and stop recording again. All right, so congratulations, everybody. You have completed the introduction. Now we're moving into region intro, okay? So interior, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and read through this. The interior, everybody good? Just wanna make sure everybody's good, good. Okay, somebody's saying they can't find the questions. All right, so hopefully, again, you got to make sure when you go through the trainings, you have to hit everything to get to the test, okay? So you have to always arrow through everything. I am recording this. So again, I will post this. I'm only going to probably go another half hour because I got to get started on the next. I'm doing a training here. As you can see, I'm at the Evolution office here in Vegas. So I get to do the training here at the office today. But we will be picking this back up on Wednesday, 10 a.m. And then also, guys, you guys can do these on your own if you like also. So I want you to understand you don't have to wait for me, but they're kind of fun to do together, right? Let me do all the reading, right? All right. So the interior is characterized by large rivers in broad valleys and the tallest mountain in North America, Denali. As far as the eye can see, there are wide expanses of tundra and forest teeming with wildlife, ranging from the formidable grizzlies to stately herds of caribou. The intensity of the summer's midnight sun and spectacle of winter's northern lights are all a part of the picture. The interior is the original home of Alaska's Athabascan people, gold miners, farmers, and fur trappers, later discovered the riches of the region. The geography, interior of Alaska is a region of mountains, valleys, rivers, lakes. The Alaska Range, the Yukon, the Chena, Tanana rivers have challenged and rewarded explorers, prospectors, and adventurers for generations. Taiga forests and tundra make up much of the landscape. Roads have been laid through the valleys, along rivers, and across broad plains. History prior to gold rush of the late 1800s, the only Western culture to the interior of Alaska consisted of a few Russian fur hunters and Hudson's Bay trappers. The Athabascan people, however, called the region home for thousands of years. With the gold rush came prospectors who followed every river, creek, and stream looking for the precious metal and settling into gold camps or supply centers. The communities of Eagle, Chicken, and Fairbanks were established this way. Then air travel, rail travel between Seward, Anchorage, and Fairbanks, and the construction of the Alaska Highway opened the region to commerce like ever before. Goods could be received more efficiently. Coal and gold could be exported more easily. Construction of the Trans-Alaska Pipeline System brought more people, money, and development into the region. Tourism has been a part of the region's economy since the mid-1900s, and improved access helped open the doors to the growing number of visitors. Getting around. So all roads lead to the interior. So do the train tracks, air routes, and rivers. Much of the interior is accessible by the road system, which is experienced in some manner by most visitors who come to the region of Alaska in the summer as part of as an organized tour or as independent travelers. The Georges Park Highway links Fairbanks with Denali and continues on to Anchorage. Fairbanks is linked to Valdez and Wrangell St. Elias National Park and Preserve via the Richardson Highway, which also connects with the Alaska Highway into Canada. Paved and gravel roads lead to the small towns in the main road system. However, services can be limited. Cars and RVs can be rented in Fairbanks. Motorcycles, long distance bicycles are frequently seen on the roads as well. Alaska railroads run year round with daily summer service between Fairbanks and Anchorage, including a stop at Denali National Park and Preserve and the community of Talkeetna for the true independent traveler. In winter, there is a weekend service between Fairbanks and Anchorage. Flag stops where passengers request to get off or flag down the train to get back on are available between Talkeetna and Hurricane. Typically, there is only one northbound and one southbound train in the winter each weekend. So your clients might consider flying one way and taking the train the other. Refer to the Alaska Railroad website for schedules and more information. The Fairbanks Airport welcomes flights from around the world, including summer charters from Germany. There is a daily scheduled service from around Alaska and the rest of the U.S. Air taxi services offer flights to the smaller interior and far north communities, as well as to remote backcountry sites. The rivers have historically played a large part in the interior Alaska transportation, with goods and people being delivered up and down the river systems by paddle wheels, steamers, and other river boats. Today, your clients can experience the river travel. Tour options exist in Fairbanks and Eagle, and operators offer float trips throughout the region. The climate here, interior tends to get much warmer in the summer months than other regions of the state due to its dry climate. It also sees the biggest extreme in temperature change in the winter, with temperatures dipping as low as 35 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 35. Whoa, freezing, right? Accommodations, while there's a great variety of accommodations in Fairbanks, from B&Bs to private campgrounds, national chain motels, first-class hotels, and riverfront lodges. Smaller communities have more limited choices and may be seasonal. Reservations are always recommended in the busy summer season. In the Denali area, reservations are a must. Demand is high and the season is short. Okay, so remember that. Campers may have more flexibility, but even here, reservations where possible can help avoid disappointment. Remind your clients traveling to the interior region in winter that their host will most likely offer Northern Lights wake-up calls. If requested, hotel staff will contact guests when Northern Lights are visible, something not to be missed, even at 2 o'clock in the morning. Kind of cool, right? Wake me up, I want to see it, right? So dining, fast food and fine dining in Fairbanks to historic roadhouses on the road system. Your clients will eat well. Your clients might consider trying a local specialty. Reindeer, domesticated caribou sausage, the salmon bake and dinner theater style review in Fairbanks welcomes visitors in the summer, as do dinner theaters at Denali. You have entertainment. Considered entertainment is truly up to the individual. Be sure you know what your clients are looking for so you can make the appropriate recommendation reservations. For those interested in song and dance reviews, dinner theater, there are performances at the Denali National Park and Preserve and at Pioneer Park in Fairbanks. Fairbanks is the venue in the interior for local fine arts. A symphony orchestra and world-renowned theatrical musical performances perform year-round. For other options, call the local visitor bureau to see what is happening while your clients are in the area. The travelalaska.com website also lists events throughout the year in each area. You have shopping. Fairbanks has shopping on all levels, from the larger stores and malls to museum gift shops and galleries. Visitor can buy a variety of items from t-shirts, hats, and mugs to fine quality handcrafted art. There are roadhouses and gift shops along the road and in smaller communities and villages. Your clients may even meet the artists themselves. Specialties of the area include birch baskets, beaded moccasins, authentic Athabascan crafts. Tell your clients to look for the silver hand, Alaska made, and Alaska grown logos discussed in Module 1 to show the items are authentic and made in Alaska. And then what to pack. Prepare for the season. Dress in layers is the best advice. Give your clients when it comes to packing for the interior. Good walking shoes are a must. Comfort is crucial. Bring sunglasses year round. It is summer. It is warm in the summer, very cold in the winter. Good clothing selection is important. Plan and pack accordingly. There are plenty of stores in Fairbanks for your clients to pick up anything they may have forgotten.
Welcome to Alaska's interior, where there's lots of room for those looking for adventure. Let's start at the top. You may know it as Mount McKinley, but in Alaska, we call it Denali, the Great One, and it's easy to see why. At just over 20,000 feet, it's the tallest peak in North America. Flight scene tours are available from Talkeetna, just a 2.5-hour drive from Anchorage. You can even land on a glacier and have yourself a summer snowball fight. The Great One is the centerpiece of Denali National Park. Open from mid-May through Labor Day, access to the park is by bus. At any point along the way, you can stop and hike your way through Denali's 6 million acres of untamed wilderness. While in Denali, you can try your hand at some river rafting. Everything from an easy float for the beginner to the ultimate thrill of Class 4 whitewater. If a slower pace is more your speed, then enjoy the interior's excellent sport fishing. Arctic grayling, Dolly Varden, pike, and trout can be found in the region's many lakes and streams. With more than 21 hours of daylight at the height of the summer, you can fish all day long, and then some. Traveling 120 miles north of Denali, you reach the interior's largest city, Fairbanks. A modern city of 100,000 that blossoms with a vibrant array of arts and cultural attractions. Start your visit at the University of Alaska Museum of the North, where you'll find an extensive collection of Alaska Native artifacts. Local tours give you a chance to explore the area's gold rush history for yourself. You can even try your own hand at panning for gold. And travel down the river aboard a sternwheeler, just like the prospectors did at the turn of the century. After a day of discovery, there's nothing better than a good meal at one of more than 200 restaurants. Alaska's interior. Whether you want to get above it all or get away from it all, you'll find what you're looking for in the heart of Alaska.
All right. Okay. Oh, let me get up here. How do I get back to it again? There we go. Okay, next. So Denali National Park and Preserve Region. Denali is the Athabascan name meaning the high one. Denali is the tallest peak in North America at 20,310 feet. The entrance located in the park's highway, 120 miles south of Fairbanks, 230 miles north of Anchorage, is easy to get to by road and train. An airstrip is located nearby in Healy for air taxi service and flight seeing. People travel to the park to see its wildlife, experience the vast landscape, and get a chance to spot Denali. How they do this depends on the visitor. Package tours often provide 1 to 2 nights at the park and an afternoon or morning tour into the park. Your clients may want more time to experience more of the region. Most of the accommodations for the park are located on the park's highway outside of the entrance to the national park and up to 10 miles north and south of the entrance, including the community of Healy. Visitors staying outside the park at these lodges, hotels, cabins, campgrounds, and B&Bs should be made aware that Denali is not visible from the park's entrance. On a clear day, the mountain can be seen from various points within the park and from some places in South Central Alaska and interior. There are a wide range of activities in and around the park. Some of these include dog sledding rides, demonstrations, hiking trails, rafting, and Nanana River flight seeing, off-road experiences on the historic Stampede Trail, and much more. Check with Travel Alaska or the Denali National Park and Preserve website for more information. Oops, hold on, this is recording. Okay. Access. So people come to Denali National Park and Preserve for the wildlife and accessible wilderness. Wildlife sightings, while not guaranteed, are frequent, and visitors may report. Do this. There we go. May report that they have seen the big five, which is the brown bear, the caribou, Dall sheep, moose, and wolf. Also found are fox, wolverine, lynx, and more. The 91-mile long road into the park travels to Wonder Lake and Kantishna, a small area with a gold mining history, and a few remote wilderness lodges. The road is open from late May through mid-September, weather and road conditions permitting, except for the first and last week of the summer season. Private vehicles are not permitted more than 15 miles into the national park. A road lottery is held each year for a chance to drive as far as the road is open during the last few days of the season in late September. Shuttle buses, converted school buses, travel the length of the road to the visitor center with passengers able to get on and off along the way. Guided short natural nature tours travel 20 miles in the park to Savage River, and all-day narrated bus tours travel to Talcott River, 53-mile each way. Tours into the park are often included in the package tours. If not, reservations for the chosen tour should be made well in advance for your client's arrival. Hikers, bicyclists, and in winter dog sleds are also allowed on the road. There are many areas of the road for wildlife scenery viewing. Hiking trails are marked in some cases, and in other cases, the hiker is encouraged to find their own way. Anyone traveling into the backcountry is required to register with the park service at the park headquarters and view a backcountry safety and skills video. For more information on shuttle services, camping, and hiking, refer to the Denali National Park and Preserve website. Most of the park's 6 million acres, 2.4 million hectares of wilderness are inaccessible by road. This can make flight seeing by fixed wing aircraft or helicopter an attractive option for touring the park. So you have attractions here. So you have Alaska Range, a 400-mile long mountain range running in an arc east to west with Denali, its highest peak. You have the birds. Year-round residents include ravens, great horned owls, 3 species of Patarmigan. Denali National Park headquarters, Park Administrative Center, open to the public, provides detailed park information, maps, and natural history display. Opening date is May 15th each year, and closing date is mid-September, roughly 2 weeks after Labor Day. Denali Road, the 91-mile road, traverses the park. Dog sledding demonstration, 30-minute program, touring kennels and visiting Alaskan Huskies. You have Eielson Visitors Center, located 66 miles into the park on the Denali Park Road. It provides cultural, natural resources, information, displays, and services to backpackers. Kantishna Mining District. At the west end of the road into Denali National Park and Preserve is Kantishna. Private landholding inside the national park boundary, which was once the center of an active gold mining district. Gold is still mined on a small scale, and there are several luxury wilderness lodges in the area, including the original roadhouse. You have natural wonders, the Savage River, the Polychrome Pass, the Outer Range, Wonder Lake, Sanctuary River, and Mudlow Glacier to name a few. Stampede Road, mining road with access outside the park, used by backcountry travelers, see Healy. And then wildlife residents, caribou, grizzly bears, wolves, moose, Dall sheep, lynx, marmots, fox, and snowshoe hares, to name a few. All right, we have the Alaska Highway region. Okay, lots of info. The Alaska Highway is also known as the ALCAN, the abbreviated version for its original name, the Alaska-Canada Highway. Several of the smaller communities in the interior, as well as spectacular roadways, are accessible by the Alaska Highway. By taking the Alaska Highway, your clients can experience some of the interior's amazing scenery, smaller communities, and meet some of the unique people that makes this region special. Delta Junction, the official end of the Alaska Highway, as it joins the existing Richardson Highway to complete the route to Fairbanks, is home to several historic roadhouses, including Rika's Roadhouse. The area presents a picturesque rural setting complemented by spectacular views of the Alaska Range. Clear days allow views of Mount Hayes, Mount Moffett, and the Delta River, which is the town's namesake. Delta Junction developed into an agricultural region and is home to over 30 large farms and more than 160 small farms. Delta Junction offers the first view of the Trans-Alaska Pipeline for visitors. Coming up, the Alaska Highway from Canada, the best view is about 9 miles north of town, where the pipeline crosses the Tanana River. Pump station number 9 is located about 8 miles south of town of the Richardson Highway. The location, Delta Junction, is located at the convergence of the Richardson and Alaska highways, approximately 95 miles southeast of Fairbanks. City developed along the east bank of the Delta River, south of its junction with the Tanana River. Access. So by road via the Richardson Highway from Fairbanks or Glen Allen, and the Alaska Highway from Tok and Canada. Commuter air service out of Fairbanks is also available. Accommodation and amenities, few hotels, motels, several B&Bs, and campgrounds. There's also a small selection of restaurants. And then attractions, keep track of this. Alaska Homestead Historical Museum, 6 miles east of town on the Alaska Highway. See Homestead Farm, large collection of early farming equipment. Barley Fields, popular migration stop for up to 200,000 sandhill cranes. Spring and fall migrations offer spectacular viewing of the cranes, as well as geese and many other waterfowl. You have Clearwater State Recreation Site, fishing, camping, boat access to the Tanana and Good Pasture rivers. Big Delta State Historical Park includes historic Rika's Roadhouse, built in 1910, number of other historic outbuildings, facilities, and Athabascan artifacts. Delta Bison Sanctuary, 90,000 acre sanctuary for more than 500 free roaming bison, created in 1980 south of the Alaska Highway off the Richardson Highway. Delta Junction Visitor Center in the Triangle, the area where the Alaska Highway merges into the Richardson Highway. Visitor Center has historical wildflower displays. Just outside is the large white milepost for mile 1422 of the Alcan, marking the end of the famous highway. Quartz Lake State Recreation Area. Camping, boating, fishing for rainbow trout and silver salmon. Sullivan Roadhouse, relocated across the visitor center, built in 1905, is one of the last remaining original roadhouses from the Valdez to Fairbanks Trail, and is an excellent free museum of interior pioneer artifacts. Trans-Alaska Pipeline, a section of the pipeline is visible over the Tanana River. Tok, located 125 miles from the Canadian border between the Tanana River and Alaska Range. From its beginning as a construction camp during the building of the Alaska Highway in 1942, Tok has grown into primary trade and service center for the area, including several Athabascan villages. Tok boasts the site of sled dog capital of Alaska because so many of its residents are involved in some way with dogs and dog mushing. Tok is the only town in Alaska that the highway traveler must pass through twice, once they arrive in Alaska and once when leaving. From Tok, your clients can drive 254 miles via the Tok cutoff to Valdez and Prince William Sound, 328 miles via the Tok cutoff and Glen Highway to Anchorage, and continue on the Alaska Richardson Highway 206 miles to Fairbanks. The Taylor Highway heads north out of Tok to Chicken, Eagle, and provides access to Yukon Charlie Rivers National Preserve. The location, Tok is located at the conjunction of the Alaska Highway and the Tok cutoff to the Glen Highway, 125 miles from the Canadian border. Access to this primarily highway with commuter air service from Fairbanks 3 days a week. Accommodations and amenities, several motels and hotels, B&Bs, as well as many RV parks, small selection of restaurants. Many hotel motels available in the winter, but fewer restaurants. And then attractions, Tok Chamber of Commerce, Main Street, Alaska Visitor Center. Offers statewide travel information, community displays, and free coffee, open year round. Tok Public Lands Information Center, museum displays of wildlife film and trip planning, information on state and national parks and campgrounds, as well as Alaska Marine Highway System. Chicken is well-known mining community whose name is legend. Early miners could not agree on the spelling of Patargamigan, a local chicken-like bird whose name is pronounced Tamigan. So they decided to call it Chicken because they knew how to spell that. Small community lies in a 40-mile river basin, indigenous home to the Han Kuchkin people. It is less than a mile from the Mosquito Fork, which is one of several watercraft entries into the 40-mile wild and scenic river system. Location, Chicken is 66 miles north of Tetland Junction, Alaska Highway milepost 1,301 on the Taylor Highway. From Dawson City in the Yukon Territory, it is 109 miles via the Top of the World and Taylor Highways to Chicken. Access here, road access via the Taylor Highway from Tetland Junction and the Top of the World Highway from Dawson City, Yukon Territory. Air charters from Tok or Fairbanks and air tours from Chena Hot Springs, custom and package motor coach tours, shuttle service from Fairbanks, Tok, and Dawson City. Accommodation amenities, a couple campground cabins, an espresso cappuccino bar, saloon, and 2 cafes. And then the attractions in Chicken, you have the Chicken Creek Hotel, built in 1906, later served as a school where Anne Tisha Purdy taught before writing her highly acclaimed book, Tisha. Pedro Dredge, originally mined in the Fairbanks area before it moved to Chicken in 1959. The dredge is one of the few dredges in the state open to the public. You have Eagle, one of the better preserved boomtowns of the Alaska mining era. Eagle is a quaint hamlet of log cabins, clapboard houses located in the north end of the Taylor Highway, 6 miles west of the Alaska-Canada border. Eagle overlooks the Yukon River below Eagle Bluff. The Athabascans established the original settlement. A trading post was built in the early 1880s. Eagle reached its peak at the turn of the 20th century, where it boasts a population of more than 1,500 residents, some of whom went so far as to call their town the Paris of the North. Eagle is said to have the state's largest museum system, boasting the 5 restored turn of the century buildings. Historically, an important riverboat landing. Eagle is still a popular jumping off point for Yukon River travelers. Summer float trips from Eagle downriver through the Yukon Charlie Rivers National Preserve to the community of Circle are a popular activity. Top of the World Highway is a 79-mile long highway beginning the junction with the Taylor Highway in Alaska, traveling east to its terminus of the ferry terminal in West Dawson, YT, on the western banks of the Yukon River. The highway has been in existence since at least 1955 and is only open during the summer months. Okay, guys. So, oh, I can finish this one. Denali Highway region. The Denali Highway is 133-mile rough gravel road traveling just south of Alaska Range, travels between Catwell on the Parks Highway at the edge of the Denali National Park and Preserve east to Paxton on the Richardson Highway. This is not to be confused with the road that goes into Denali National Park and Preserve. RVs, cars, and bicycles frequent the road, but a couple of tour operators also included in their itineraries for its scenic quality. Just east of Paxton lies the Golconda River. Spawning salmon may be seen from mid to late summer. These salmon are protected, but the region offers other excellent fishing opportunities for trout, grayling. Views along the road can be stunning. Weather permitting, your clients can look west and see Denali. Wildlife can sometimes be spotted from the road: moose, caribou, bear, and waterfowl. Accommodations are limited to a couple roadhouses, cabins, and camping. Scenery is spectacular and a great way to connect the Parks Highway and Richardson Highway. Paxton, community of Paxton is located on the shores of Paxton Lake near the intersection of Denali Highway. Richardson Highway. Paxton is a small town, lots of cabins. Among the year-round residents, plenty of dog mushers, and your clients may see or hear kennels full of sled dogs if they stop here. A large lodge is located where the two highways meet and offers rooms for rent, a restaurant, gas, RV parking, and some groceries, but otherwise services are fairly limited. All right, guys, so I'm going to have to stop here only because I've got to get ready. I have guests coming here to the local office, but we will start on the Western Interior region. Okay, that's kind of a little longer one on Wednesday. Okay, guys, so hope to see you on Wednesday. Again, if you guys want to go ahead and complete it on your own, you are more than welcome to do that. Okay, otherwise, hopefully we will see you on Wednesday. I am recording this and I will record on Wednesday, and then we will get, somebody's at the door, I think. Okay, so people are coming now. So I need to sign off. Again, I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. And stay plugged in. If you guys are doing Princess with me, please join me tomorrow at noon to complete our part 6 of our Princess training. Okay. All right. So thank you all. Congratulations. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. And again, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. We are all here to help each other. So have an amazing day. If we don't see you at the beaches of the world, we will see you at the bank. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys. Have fun.